Again, Scott here, known as Cantaloupe to some online, and I'm bringing another video to you on a subject that's interesting to me. It might be of interest to you or someone you know. And I want to talk about NASA. And I have recently said something that might be unusual about NASA. I said that NASA is a myth. um, whether you saw the comment or not is, I can explain what I mean by this. It has to do with the reason for the agency in the first place, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration Agency. Of the United States, federally funded, and has been in existence for quite some time. I don't remember off the top of my head what date it was formed, but it's been around for probably a better part of 100 years at least. And it was formed with the intention and purpose of a public relations blitz, a stunt, that is. In the wake of the Cold War, in the midst of it actually, right in the middle of the Cold War, it was formed for the express purpose of gaining public trust and favor. It was understood, it was observed by the government, the US government, that the people had a very strong interest in space exploration, as was evident by literature and entertainment at the time, and they wanted to not fall out of their favor in that regard, especially considering that part of the Cold War involved the space race. You've heard of the space race, the arms race. There were many races, unofficial and official races, between the United States and the Soviet Union at the time. And it was because it was almost in complete reaction to the fact that other countries that the US was not partners with necessarily were doing the same thing. And so they formed this agency at NASA to gain public attention. Now, my point is, of this video, it has become obsolete. Just the need for the government, under the current form of government that we have, to advertise and to obtain consent of the public, to obtain their cooperation and their obedience, which has always been a large part of the program, to be honest. NASA's funding, let's talk about NASA's funding. As a presumably altruistic and whimsical agency, one of the more whimsical agencies, less of a dark, menacing agency than some of the other ones you might have heard of. It is a natural and logical place for revenue to be buried, laundered, cycled through, and I don't have any evidence of this. This is a bit of tinfoil talk right here, but I think that if I were a president or budget administrator for the US government, a logical place for me to hide extra funds would be in NASA, because nobody's going to look there, probably not, off the top of their investigation. And I think that the current purpose, actual, concrete things that are real right now that you can measure, the current purpose of NASA is less about space exploration or public relations than giving people jobs, for lack of a better way to say it, and also, whatever clerical conveniences having an agency offers. It, at the very least, it's another reason to collect taxes, right? So there may still be an element of that. There may still be an element of advertising to put down the edge of a protest. If the question remains and is circulating, why are we paying so much taxes? Okay, well, let's roll NASA back out. Let's get them higher profile for a second here, and it'll just take the edge off of that question a little bit. Put some things in the paper. We're doing a lot of interesting things with NASA again, so don't you worry about it. It's all good. If you ask me, that's kind of all there ever has been to it. I mean, yeah, okay, I believe that we did a moon landing in 1969. I believe that it happened. There's some people that don't believe it, but I don't believe that it was faked. But that's just that's my perspective. But since then, it's been just a formality. It's an afterthought. NASA has been superfluous and largely unproductive, if you ask me. It has a large staff, a large budget, and it has had a lot of activity with very little to show for it. I mean, okay, have they? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm completely wrong. If I'm wrong and you know about it, please, by all means, tell me how, and reach out with a comment or question to whitehotrobot@gmail.com. Thank you.